So I had this story I wanted to share, only I'm too embarrassed to share it with anyone I know because essentially I took the L of the century, of the millennium, of my lifetime, in which I almost got killed, lost all my money, and at one point was almost homeless. Ironic that I'm posting this to the world instead of sharing it with anyone I know because I really don't have anyone to share it with because everyone hates me. So I figured that this would be the next best thing. So it basically started in the summer of 2022, like July. So I had gotten this grant from my great grandfather. He was an aerospace engineer, a self made millionaire, and he entrusted me with a $25,000 grant to ensure that I'd go to school and be successful in my life. And I was only able to get it until I was 25 years old. So I was 26 at the time, so I had it in my possession. And stupidly, I decided, because I was already finished with college by then, I had my bachelor's and had gotten it through financial aid, so I didn't have to pay anything, and I didn't have any college debt. It was all paid for, and I decided that I didn't want to take my education any further, so I just stopped at the bachelor's program, and I managed to get the degree. But so I just decided to keep the 25,000 and use it for myself, like say for a car or whatever else if I wanted to travel. But stupidly enough, I decided I wanted to get a tattoo sleeve. And I figured that would be about $3,000. I could handle that with 25,000. And I went to a professional artist and arranged a deal. But then one day, this fateful encounter, I met this guy on the street selling roses, and he said he could do tattoos as well, and this is where it all went downhill. So I gave him my information and sent him a picture of what I wanted, and he said he could do it. I was thinking I could get a bargain with some guy on the street instead of a professional artist because he showed me his work, which I thought was his, and it looked pretty good. So, like, why not? Let's do this. And I gave him the money. He wanted 3,000 as well, and I gave it to him. So, okay, I thought this would work out. Let's do it. But then, this is when I realized, well, didn't realize, but had a suspicion that he was taking advantage of me, and he realized that I had a significant kind of chunk of money, because then he started asking these other favors, because presumably he had an argument with his brother and he was kicked out of the place they lived together, and then he started asking me for more money, like to pay for his own apartment. And this is where I should have known that it wasn't in my best interest, and I should have just, but I couldn't. I was hoping we could just get the tattoo done, but then he started asking me for all this other money for other expenses that he needed. But like, what was I thinking? When I look back at this, I'm like, what was I thinking? He was just taking advantage. He was trying to bullshit me. He's trying to scam me. And I actually went to the bank and took out even more money and gave it to him to pay for his new place. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking there. So, out of all that 25,000, because then he was talking about starting a business and together, and I just feel so stupid. Like, I really gave all my money to some random guy I met on the street, and I'll never get it back. And I can't explain this. I just lost it. I lost it all. And see, this is too embarrassing. I don't know why I'm doing this, why I'm explaining this. Because that money was meant for a better cause, but I gave it all to some random piece of shit scam bum that I met on the street for a fucking tattoo that I had never gotten. And then there was this one point, because it's even worse, that I even gave him that money so that he could get his car fixed. And meanwhile, I'm still walking and still broke. So it's just another slap in the face. So right when I lost the last $1,000, I just freak out in his car and tell him, like, where the fuck is my money? What the fuck are you doing? I thought we were starting this business together. And he freaks out, and then he pulls a fucking knife on me. He gets out of the car, goes in the trunk, and pulls a knife. And I just so happened to kind of calm him down at the last minute. But, I mean, I thought it was over then and there. Because, I mean, I could fight a little bit, but I can't really disarm a knife. But, so, that was it. All the money gone to some stranger. And there's honestly more to the story, but that's the most embarrassing but least embarrassing part, was that because I was working while I had that money saved, but at a certain point I lost my old job, and then I lost all of that money, and I was completely broke with $0 at one point. And there was a time when I went a whole week without eating any food. Like, I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford anything. So at that point, I was just like asking people on the street for, you have any job offers, job opportunities? I'm looking. And I met this gardening lady on the street, and she hooked me up. And that's how I have the job I have now. And, but the damage was already done. I just gave all the money away that I'll never get back. Well, I could get back, but it'll take years to get that much back. So that's my embarrassing, hard to tell story. And I'm still trying to get it together. I live with that trauma of almost getting killed, losing all my grandpa's money that he entrusted to me. I know he's probably rolling in his grave over my stupid, retarded, idiotic mistake. That's too embarrassing to explain to anyone. So, there's times when I just really wanted to, end it out of humiliation and embarrassment. But I'm still here, barely. Mine is all clogged, foggy, like, because I can't sleep half the time. Can never get any sleep. I always have nightmares over this, over the past trauma. But whatever. So there's my story. Yeah. Feel free to. Yeah, I laugh at myself sometimes over how retarded I was. Well, still am. But I moved on. He's not bothering me anymore. He got what he wanted from me, so he probably just moved to a different city. So, oh well. It's a pretty hard lesson to learn, though. Lose that much money, which I could have done something positive with, but I gave it all to some bum. Stupid, I know.